Charlie Munger is a famous billionaire investor and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway. He believes that the first 100,000 is the hardest to amass. And it's not just him. Many people, myself included, who have grown their wealth believe this to be true. And the same thing is often said about the first million. And to be fair, the first million today would be very similar to the first 100,000 for Charlie Munger when he first started his financial journey. Once you reach 100,000, things start to move much more quickly. Before you know it, you have 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. 500K is another milestone, and I'll touch on that briefly later in the video. Then, once you hit the $1 million mark, your investments will likely be earning far more from interest than what you're contributing each year. The beginning feels hard because our wealth is growing slower than we'd like. But how exactly does it get easier? Let's see why it takes so long to reach 100,000 in the first place and consider some things you can do to speed up the process so you can become wealthy years sooner. My name is Matt, and this channel is my mission to share financial tips and tactics you've never heard before. So if you're interested in winning with money, please give this video a like and consider subscribing for future videos. The first obstacle to overcome is you have to actually invest. Investing can seem like a low priority, and that makes it easy to put off. But before you know it, you're scratching your head, wondering how you're ever going to retire. A common excuse is, I'll start investing when I have more money. But that's like saying you'll put wood on the fire after it's already started producing heat. You don't invest money because you have too much. You invest because you want financial freedom, and you make it a priority. Risk is also a common excuse. Many people think that investing is too risky and avoid it completely. You know what else is risky? Even riskier than not investing? Spending all your money or doing nothing with it. Both will almost certainly have you living your final years with regret. Like many things in life, the hardest thing is taking that first step. When financial independence seems so far off, it can be easy to put it off indefinitely. But that guarantees it will never come. Achieving that first 100,000 requires you to do the heavy lifting, meaning most of the money in your investments will be contributed by you. Once your portfolio is at $100,000, compound interest starts to put in serious work, which is why that's the first and arguably most important milestone. Even though the percentage of returns remains unchanged, the returns in dollar amounts becomes much, much larger. For example, let's say you have $1,000 invested, and you're getting 10% return each year. That's just $100 and isn't noticeable. The same amount of money could be made in one extra shift. But when $100,000 earns 10% in 1 year, that's $10,000 and is a serious move towards replacing your salary. This will come back into frame when we talk about 500,000, the next big milestone. Once you reach $1 million, 10% per year is $100,000. That's much more than most people earn at their job, and investing starts to get really exciting. Many people say that once their portfolio has reached $100,000, they can really notice the progress of their investments. Once the snowball gets rolling, the rate of its growth accelerates. As your portfolio hits these amounts, the progress is extremely satisfying. Now, this is where $500,000 comes in. Many people earn around $50,000 per year. At $500,000 invested, earning 10% per year, your investments will grow by as much as you earned the entire year. How would you feel if you were investing that kind of money? Now imagine having your money earn that money, even without you investing a single extra penny. That is huge. That's a tipping point, guys. Investing gets fun here. addicting even. I promise you'll be doing whatever you can to throw more money into your investments at this point. And you'll also be excited to learn about how to better manage your money. And start thinking about the ways you'll enjoy your retirement. The things you want to do for your kids, what you want to leave behind for your family as an inheritance, and much more. It's liberating, and it is not hard. Now, instead of going out to dinner with friends and spending $100 in the matter of a couple of hours, you'll think twice, realizing how powerful compound interest is, and maybe you'll invite your friends over to cook a meal together instead. Your investments will make you reconsider your purchases because you'll realize how much that $100 will grow and continually reward you if it's invested. Your money will be harder to part with. If you spend $100 on dinner out, that money is gone forever. If you had invested that money, it could reward you with $10 the first year it's invested, $11 the next year, and $12 the year after that. Of course, $100 isn't a lot, but you've learned the habit of saving $100 in different categories on a regular basis, and that will add up. As you become wealthier, you also have more options. You will start to see more and more opportunities because you can take advantage of them. When we have no money, great opportunities are invisible to us because our mind blocks them out knowing we can't afford it. But when you have $100,000 saved, there are many things you can do that someone living paycheck to paycheck can't. If you have the opportunity to take another job with a lower income but more room for improvement, you have the ability to take that risk. Your job might pay $50,000 per year, but you're maxed out. And an opportunity arises that has the ability to make $100,000 or more per year, but starts at $40,000, and you need that $50,000 paycheck. You can't make that move. Maybe you've always wanted to start a business, but you've never had the capital to start or the money to fall back on. Starting a business could lead to millions of dollars, but if you can't begin, it's a lost opportunity. Maybe an amazing opportunity presents itself in real estate. You have the chance to purchase a home way below market value, your dream home even, but it's going to be a risk that requires some work. When you have the money saved up, this could be a risk worth taking. While it's not ideal to cash out your investments, you at least have the option to do so. When you only have a little bit of money saved, you're limited in what kind of opportunities you can take advantage of. Adding to the idea of being able to take advantage of more opportunities, if you have more money, you can take on more risk with your investments. If you see potential with a stock, you have the ability to be more speculative when you have more money, and it won't ruin you financially if that investment doesn't work out. You'll still have your other investments there to save you. A friend of yours could present an opportunity to invest in their business, and you won't go broke if that doesn't work out. This is literally what happened to me. I hit $100,000 invested at age 22, and I kept $30,000 or so in savings. My best friend told me his boss was selling the tattoo shop he worked in, and he wanted to know if I wanted in for $20,000. I sure did, and we still own that business today and do over $500,000 per year with that business. Someone with little to no money saved doesn't have the option to invest in something like this. If you're still working on the $100,000 milestone, there are some ways you could speed up the process. Again, the majority of these funds are going to be money you've personally contributed, so you need to focus on increasing the amount you're saving. This will be the best way that you can accelerate that process. In order to save more money on a regular basis, you need to increase your income. This could be done either with another job on the weekends, or a couple nights per week, or my personal favorite are one-time income events. I love telling this story because it paints the picture well. A while ago, I found an elliptical on the side of the road with a free sign. I brought it home, and sure enough, it literally just needed a new power cable. Between one-time income events and some extra hours or extra gigs with work, you can use the extra cash you earn to deposit directly into your investments. I sold that elliptical for $300 a day later. Now, you should always be thoughtful when spending money on unnecessary items. Do you really want to spend $100 on dinner out? Or would you rather save that for special occasions and save more money instead? Remember, watching pennies like this is temporary. Once you reach that goal of $100,000 invested, you can ease up a bit. Other financial pitfalls are things like getting wrapped up in large car payments or other unnecessary vehicles, home renovations, or even worse, a HELOC, credit card debt, and so much more are all common reasons why people can never save up $100,000, let alone $500,000 or the coveted $1 million. Now, once you're familiar with the process of saving and investing, it will be easier to just continue doing what you're doing. By the time you obtain a substantial amount of money, you'll be used to finding ways to earn extra money and put that into savings. You'll also be used to being deliberate with your purchases. You'll really think about if something is worth the expense or if you'd be better off putting it into your investments. You'll also be more comfortable in taking risks, especially when you're diversified. You may even learn how to take advantage of market cycles by doing things like buying the dip, or buying up equity in local businesses, or expanding your own business. Once you reach the $100,000 mark, you can let off the gas a little, according to Charlie Munger. Although $500,000 is the next milestone, it will become significantly easier as the majority of the growth in your investments will come from compound interest instead of the money you go out and earn yourself. Next time you're stressed about the difficulty of saving and investing, remember, it becomes easier, more enjoyable, and more rewarding as you achieve each milestone. Now go watch this video next.